Hi, I'm Jenna Roberts with Portland Parks and Rec, and today I'm going to offer a really simple Hatha yoga practice that should be good for all levels. Please be conscious of your own body and your own particular needs, and go gentle with everything. No forcing or pushing on any poses. So let's begin with a seated position on. You can use a mat. I'm not going to have any other tools today, but you don't need a mat, but it really does make it nice so that your feet can be really gripping when we're standing. So take a moment and sit on the floor with me and close your eyes and take in a nice long breath. And let your feeling of your body sink down to your tailbone. Just notice washing attention over your body down to the floor. Feel your lower abdomen expand and contract. So maybe even place a hand on your belly with your thumb and your belly button. And inhale into your lower abdomen. Expand the rib cage at the top. And exhale, lower abdomen, diaphragm, rib cage. And just let any tension go from this day so you can just completely focus on your present moment for the next 30 minutes. One more deep breath. And any time during this practice, you can bring awareness back to your breath. And then bring your arms out to the side and float your arms up overhead and lengthen the spine nice and tall. Lift your chin slightly, arc back slightly, and inhale big into your rib cage. And as you exhale, turn the palms open and stretch through the wrists. Push onto walls beside you and drop at your shoulder level. Turn the palms back up, raise the arms up, stretch through the spine. Exhale, turn the palms down, bring them parallel to the earth. One more of those. Inhaling up, lengthening, exhaling down, arms strengthened. And then bring the arms, float them behind you, and clasp your hands together and lift your arms and lift your chest. Inhale and exhale, and slowly sink your body forward while keeping a straight spine. Inhale and exhale. Release the arms down to your back and then relax the hands onto the knees. Clasp the fronts of the knees and lift the chest and hang back a bit. You might feel a little stretch in the clavicles. Inhaling and then rounding, hanging off your knees and rounding your spine behind you. Exhale. 3 of these. Inhaling your chest, hanging from your arms backwards a bit. Exhale, rounding your spine. Inhale, lengthening your heart up, arcing up a bit. Exhale, rounding. Some just seated cat-cows. And then lift your spine center and relax. Take a moment to feel your spine. Feel as straight as you can as you're seated. And lean back a little inch or two just to let yourself settle into your sits bones. Place your left hand behind your left hip and bring your right hand over the knee. Lift your heart and pull into a gentle twist. Never force a twist, always being loving and gentle with your spine and your low back. But take a nice deep breath here to deepen the stretch. One more breath. And then release, float to the other side. Right hand behind your right hip, left hand over the knee. Lift your heart and pull into a gentle twist on the other side. Take a deep belly breath. Expand the whole rib cage to add to the twist. Hold at the top. Exhale, deepen the twist as you exhale. And another nice long breath here. And on your next exhale, release forward and hold your knees and give yourself a little sway side to side. Just notice where your back and your spine is at. Maybe roll one shoulder back and then the other. Just letting it all release. And letting yourself go a little ecstatic dance, woo, crazy, just letting your body begin to move and wiggle and just get out all the wiggles that are building up in you. Give yourself a little shake. Shake out the hands, shake out the shoulders. And then relax it all down. And then feel your stillness. Take a breath. And from that stillness, feel gentle, graceful movement as you lift your heart and fold forward over your legs, hands to the floor, and let your body melt to the ground as close to your legs as you're comfortable. And take a breath here, noticing if it's a little harder to take that belly breath with the compression. Inhaling and exhaling. Pushing into the hands, rising up. Whatever leg is on front or in top, you're going to switch those around. Lift your heart. Reach your heart forward again, hands to the floor, and gracefully float forward. You don't have to come forward any further than is comfortable for you. This is a glute stretch, not a low back stretch. Inhaling and melting in as you exhale. Listening to your own breath. And then your next inhale, pushing into the floor and rising back up to seated. Opening the legs. And they don't need to be super wide, but pull the toes back nice and firmly. Make sure the bottoms of my feet don't have any spots on them. Pull the toes up, lift your heart. And again, straight spine, folding forward. It's not about how deeply you're folding. It's about the stretch you're getting in the underside of your legs. So don't feel that pressure to really get deep down. Just let yourself just straight spine, leaning forward. Like you're just giving in slowly to the ground, to gravity. The toes are lifted. Your legs are stretching. And you're breathing. Rise up halfway. Bring your heart over your left knee and fold into your left knee. Toes are still lifted. Listening to your breath. And from here, place your left hand beside your left leg and turn your heart out to the side and bring the right arm overhead, getting a little side stretch through the right side. Inhaling and exhaling. Floating that arm up and coming to the other side. First, your heart is facing in toward the knee, lifting your toes and bringing your body forward to the right leg. Feeling the stretch on the underside of the leg, maybe in the side hip, maybe in the low back, but going gentle on the low back. Deep belly breaths. And then placing your right hand down beside your right leg and bringing your heart out to the side, left arm up and overhead, stretching through the waist. Keeping a length in your spine, lifting in the chest slightly, folding toward the leg. Deep belly breaths. I'm going to say that a lot today, but that's what you need more than anything. Even if you just sit and breathe, you're basically doing yoga, since yoga is a practice of building skills for meditation and stretch. So feeling your body breathe is a key part of this practice. Let's bring the soles of the feet together, opening the knees for butterfly. Knees apart, lifting your heart. And again, you figured this out by now, straight spine, folding forward. And with the straight spine folding forward, we can relax the upper spine once we get as low as we're going to go, but you don't want to force that low back down beyond its comfort zone. So you reach your heart, you lengthen the spine, and then when you feel comfortable, the middle of your back can round forward and you can let yourself hang a bit if that feels good to you today. And then rise rising back up. Roll the shoulders around a few times. Get into a comfortable seated again. And then bring the arms open and kind of swim the arms backwards through the air. And notice the musculature of your arms. Feel how much you're using it. See if it feels better to engage it a little more deeply or to soften it a little bit more. Find that place between engaged and relaxed that yoga is aiming for. Inhaling and exhaling, and then floating the arms forward. Noticing where the shoulders are at. And you can bend your elbows. You can play with what feels right to you today. But just noticing the arms and how they're doing and where they might be holding their tension as you move. And then float the arms open. Stretch back and then palms forward. Wrap your arms around you. And then float your arms open. Notice which arm's on top. Stretch back a moment. And then wrap your arms around you with the opposite arm on top. And relaxing the arms down. Let's do one last thing from this pose, and that's just some neck motions. So slowly make circles with your head as though your nose is drawing a spiral in front of you, and make that spiral get bigger and bigger so long as it's comfortable. And then once you reach the outer edge of your spiral, dip the nose the other direction and go inward. Until you're centered. And then turn your head to the right and turn your head to the left. And just notice where your neck is at today with love. And then bring your head forward, and we're going to come into our hands and knees for a little bit of cat-cow before we come to standing. So if you have any pain in your knees, double the mat up underneath your knee. And you can do that by just folding the mat like this and placing your knees on top of the folded mat for a little extra cushion. Place your hands down and make sure the hands are right underneath the shoulders and the knees are right underneath the hips, so adjust as needed. Tuck your pelvis, round your spine up toward the ceiling, push your hands into the floor and let your head hang. And then tip the pelvis up, let the belly hang, lift the head. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, dropping the belly down, lifting the pelvis, lifting the head. Exhale, rounding. Exhaling. Inhaling, dropping the belly down, lifting the head. And then neutral spine. Tighten your belly and tuck the left toes out behind you and push a bit into your left toes. Push into the hands and your left toes. And then bring your right arm up. If you're comfortable here, you can lift the leg and the arm across your body and just hold and breathe. It's okay if there's a little shaking. And then place the hand down and the knee back down. Give another round of cat, rounding the spine, exhaling. And if you like, since you're at home anyway, as we drop the belly into cow, you can inhale and let out a moo. Because moo is just om backwards. And then bring in a neutral spine again. Have fun with us today. Tucking the right toes behind you, push the toes into the floor and lengthen your heart, tighten your belly. And lifting that leg. If you're comfortable here, lifting the left arm, stretching across the length of you and taking a few breaths. Inhaling, exhaling, finding your presence with this moment of this pose, and keeping that presence as you place the left hand down, the right knee down, tuck back into a cat pose, meowing if you need to. Inhaling into a cow pose, mooing if you need to. You're at home. It's all about you and what you need. And then neutral spine, tuck the toes, walk your hands back, and come onto the pads of your feet. Pull the mat forward if you're using it for cushion, and slowly rise up to standing. So give yourself a little wiggle here. You're standing now. Let yourself kind of melt into that moment. Shake it out a little. And then walk to the front of your mat. Toes together, heels together, looking at your feet straight down. Open the feet like a book, 90 degrees, toes out. And then look at your toes and bring your heels right behind your toes. So now your feet are hip distance apart. This is a great standing pose for full structural support. Turn your right toes open, 45 degrees, and notice how far your little toes are from the edge of the mat. And then step back, keeping that distance of your toes from the edge of the mat. This way, our feet are still hip distance apart with the length behind them. Roll the right hip forward. Bend in the front knee and make sure the knee is over the ankle. And adjust the back foot to kind of make sure that leg is comfortable. Pushing into both feet. Inhale, lift your arms up for warrior one. Let the shoulders drop at the top. Sink into the feet, push into them so they're equally pressing into the ground, and lift your heart and take some breaths. Drop the arms parallel to the earth. Bring the right arm back behind you and left arm forward. So the front knee and the front arm are the same. And hold in warrior two. Breathing here. Feeling yourself elongating. Turn the front palm over. Look at your front palm and bring that front palm up to the ceiling, keeping your eyes on it as you rise up. And let the opposite arm drop back behind you. Lengthen through the waist, reach for the sky. Inhaling. As you exhale, dropping your elbow to that knee and bringing the back arm overhead. Still feel a length in your spine. You're not putting all your slumpy body weight into that front leg. There's still a torso engagement. Inhaling and exhaling. And then floating that arm up, clasp your hands behind your back, lift your heart and arc back into proud warrior. And as you exhale, lift your arms and fold forward on the inside of the left leg. As you inhale, use the arms to lift you back up. Relax the arms and then kick up off the back foot. And if you can balance, lift the leg. If you need to, you can just touch it down and have it as a counterweight point to keep you balanced as best you can, but try to lift the toe up off the ground. You can find a focal point on the floor ahead of you that you can hold your eyes onto. And then slowly lower that leg down, but this time bring it behind the front foot. Open your arms so that you're flat, so that your legs and arms are all in the same linear plane. Reach forward like you're reaching for something out of your grasp. Tip over and lift the back arm up and let the front arm drop down. Don't worry about how close you get to the ground. Just keep your body flat and long for triangle pose, Trikonasana. Taking a breath here. And then lift up. Turn your heart forward and fold forward. Straight spine parallel to the earth. And then rising up slowly and walking your feet together and giving your feet a little walk out. Open your feet a little wider than hip distance, bend your knees slightly, and rotate the hips around in some circles. And then opposite direction, rotating the hips around. And then coming back to the front of your mat. I'm going to the other side so I can easily look out this direction. Feet together. Open the feet like a book, 90 degrees. Look at your toes. Bring the heels right behind the toes so your feet are hip distance apart. Turn the left toes open. Notice how close they are to the edge of your mat. Step that foot far back and keep those toes equidistant from the edge of the mat as they were up top. Roll the left hip forward. Bend the front knee and have it hovering over the ankle, not past it, not here, but here. Lift your heart. Drop your body weight into your legs and open your arms up to the ceiling. Drop the shoulders at the top. Tighten your belly a little bit. Feel the belly is engaged in this lift and allow your body to sink into the earth. As we breathe in Warrior One, I want you to think about, where is my body pushing down into the earth and where is my body lifting up into the sky, and find that midpoint and take a breath right into that. Drop your arms parallel to the earth and bring your right arm forward over the right leg, your left arm back over the left leg, and bring the left hip back to align into Warrior Two. Holding and breathing. Turning the front palm up, reaching the front palm back, lengthening through the front of your waist. The head and neck should be relaxed. And breathing here. And this arm also is pretty relaxed. And then bring your elbow behind your knee, turn your heart out to the side, and bring your left arm overhead. Lengthen through your torso, lifting. Relax the hands. See where you can let go and relax in this pose and where you need to really engage and lift and find that balance. Turn the left palm out and use the left palm to lift you up. Clasp your hands behind your back. Lift your heart and arc back slightly. Inhaling. And as you exhale, drop forward onto the inside of that leg, lifting the arms overhead for humble warrior. And then you can release the arms as you come back up, or you can use the arms to lift you back up. See what feels right for you. And release the arms. And then kick up off the back foot, letting the back toe be a balance point, and see if you can find a balance here. So find a focal point in front of you, lock your eyes onto it to turn your brain off, and then lift in the back leg and balance on the front. You can use a table around you to hold on to if that's safe. And if you need to, you can just let that foot be close to the earth and touch down as needed to keep your balance as engaged on your front foot as possible. Drop the left foot back behind the right so it's a straight line now. Straight right leg, straight left leg. Opening the arms parallel to the earth. Reaching forward. Like you're reaching for something ahead of you that you can't quite grasp. And then tip over, bringing that arm down to the leg, maybe back of the hand pushing in to the inside of the leg. Opposite arm reaching up to the ceiling. Triangle pose. Rising back up, turn your heart forward, straight spine, same leg posture, fold your heart parallel to the earth. Inhale, lengthen up, and exhale, walk your feet together, give your knees a little bend, give yourself a little wiggle. Final wiggle of our standing today. Wiggling is healthy. Greatest compliment I've received from a Portland Parks and Rec student is that I taught her to wiggle. So it's a gift. And then opening your feet wide, making your way to the floor, however is safe for you. But if you're easily comfortable in this, you can come into a squat. And then place your hands behind you, drop your bottom to the ground. And then hold behind your legs, tip back, and lift your knees into boat pose. Drop the shoulders. Lift the legs, and you can come into any posture you like here. You can straighten the legs, and you can let them go as alternates. And then holding your knees on the fronts of the shins, I'm going to scooch forward a bit, you stay. Slowly lower your back down onto the mat. And then open your feet nice and wide, and you can let your head rest back. I'm going to keep looking at you. Open your feet nice and wide into happy baby pose, and you can rock here side to side. And then bring the soles of the feet together for a butterfly on your back. And then release the feet down and let your body lay down completely on the mat. And you can bring your right knee into your chest. And then bringing the right arm out to the side, holding the left knee and drawing that left knee over into a twist as deep as you want to take it. My glasses are getting foggy. And then release that center using this arm as support. Straighten the right leg out, left knee in, holding the knee. Placing the right hand on the left knee, left arm out to the side, and drawing the left knee over. Inhaling and exhaling here. And then slowly releasing that leg back to center and down. Opening the legs apart and allowing your body to relax fully into the floor with palms open. And letting yourself just let go for a moment into full, deep relaxation. Deep belly breath, and then let go of control of your breath as you exhale. No more. You can watch your breath, but you don't control it anymore. And just observe and watch the sensations of your body, starting with your toes and going up through your body. So I'm going to offer that you can stay in this Savasana for as long as you need today, being as relaxed as you need to be, and giving yourself the time to really feel your breath, meditate a little while, and just completely, deeply rest and relax. Thank you for joining me today. Again, my name is Jenna Roberts with Portland Parks and Rec, and I hope you have a beautiful week taking good care of yourself with more classes like this. Thank you. Namaste.